Hey, it's Jordan. Let's talk about the importance of breath work. When you learn to master your breath, you learn to transform your life. This is something I wish I knew when I was younger, and it's the first thing I teach people when I work with them as a holistic health coach. If you just contemplate how important your breath is for your daily life, you can only go a couple minutes without breathing before you physically die. You can go months, weeks without eating. You can go a week without drinking any water. But if you only go a couple minutes without your breath, the lights shut out. And so this is just intertwined with the vitality of our life. And my whole goal with this channel and my life is to embody the soul, to teach people how they can embody their soul essence. And one of the things that gets in our way is ourselves. We get in our own way. We get so distracted with the physical problems, the mental problems, the emotional problems, that we can't get out of our lower energy centers, move into our heart to access our divinity, and then open up and flower and offer all of these gifts with our vision and our voice and downloads. All those things are inaccessible when we are stuck in our lower energy centers. So how do we get unstuck? The first thing and the most vital thing is our breath. I believe, spirit is defined as breath. It is part of what makes us alive, obviously part of what makes us human, but it's breathing and controlling and mastering the breath is a tool that you can take with you the rest of your life, regardless of how old you are, if you get physically injured, if you're imprisoned. Anywhere you go in this reality, you can take your breath with you. And you don't necessarily need to learn it from me. I'm offering a 6-week breath retraining program. If that interests you, I can work with you one-on-one and dive into all of your individual unique aspects, what you're trying to learn, where you're at, and fine-tune that program for you specifically. But even if you don't learn from me, go watch videos, go read some books, practice with your own experience what it's like when you start implementing breath work into your life. It is a complete and utter game changer that everyone eventually, as we begin to raise our awareness on this planet, more and more people will find the power of the breath, and it's becoming more popular. But right now, in the mainstream, most people have no idea how to breathe, like really quickly. I've been teaching breath work at my yoga classes that I lead, and a lot of people have been breathing incorrectly on their day-to-day basis. For example, they will inhale and their diaphragm will get smaller, and when they exhale, it will get bigger, and it should be the exact opposite of that. When we inhale, our stomach should expand, and when we exhale, our stomach contracts. And the reason they're doing it opposite is they're just breathing into their chest. So they're using a third of their lungs, probably less than that. The more we get constricted by stress of our environment, our mind, so many things stress us out in this world. Every baby is born with the innate ability to breathe freely. When they watch a baby breathe, they breathe deep in the belly and exhale it out. And through stress and programming and just bad habits, we fall out of that practice and we'll start breathing in the chest. And so I'll teach people, first of all, what even a real good quality breath looks like, which is inhale, and then first the lungs go down, the diaphragm goes down, and then the lungs go out. And then lastly, the last little bit of breath, your lungs should come up. And most people are stuck in that last percentage where they just do quick, shallow breaths into their lungs, so they can't ever relax, and their vitality is completely affected. For example, if you imagine not a xylophone, what is that? Accordion, that's the word I'm looking for. If you imagine an accordion where you press, it's basically like a diaphragm, you move the accordion in and out, and this creates airflow in the instrument, which makes the music. Now imagine if instead of fully pushing the accordion closed and fully pulling it open, you just had that little tiny bit. How much music would you be able to play with that versus the whatever the accordion, I can't make accordion sounds, but you can imagine how a full inhale and a full exhale is going to sound completely different on that instrument versus just using 10% of what is potential. And the thing with breath is we do it 20,000 times a day. So if you compound this tiny little breath versus a full inhale and a full exhale, that's gonna impact every aspect of your life. Every cell in your body is fed by your bloodstream, and your bloodstream is directly related to your breath. When you learn to control your breath, you can learn to control 100,000 miles of blood vessels, veins through your body. That's, like I said, breathwork is the most powerful tool that you can have to develop, to learn to get out of your own way and have a happy, healthy body. So when we compound these little tiny breaths, I've noticed the people that do that little breathing through the shallow breathing through the top of their lungs, chest breathing, they have digestive issues, they have stress issues, they can't sleep, they have insomnia, they have a whole host of problems that they don't realize would be solved if they breathed correctly. And they're not even aware of the problem, like I said, because most people don't even know how powerful our breathing is and how to do it correctly. So I would urge you to find some resource to learn to develop the breath and learn how it works. I'm going to keep on making videos and giving little cues and pointers where I can, and I offer a 6-week breath retraining program that will be the best investment you've ever made in yourself. If you don't know how to breathe, this is a complete game changer for the rest of your life. You will have clarity of mind, you will have control over your autonomic nervous system, you'll have control over your body in ways that you just don't have. You just can't tap into that potential. And there's so much potential with the breath. The breath is really all you need for awakening and embodying the soul essence, your true self. If I was locked in a jail cell, I would still be teaching breathwork and practicing breathwork every day. And I'd be learning and growing and developing. So regardless of the situation that you're in, which is what I'm all about. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are. You have these tools. I'm all about the practical tools. What can we use to grow, evolve, and embody our soul's essence? So please, I urge you, learn the breath, follow your breath, experiment with your own experience. I love you. Ciao.